In 2013, the wind of death swept across communities in Agatu local government area of Benue State. It seemed like it was a type and shadow of what was to come in Guma and Logo local government area of the same state. Fast forward 5 years from then, how has the people fared since the attacks in Agatu local government area of Benue State? What is the provision of the government to the people of Agatu? And what are the demands of Agatu people to the state and federal government? That's what we're going to be looking at on this episode of Community Forum. Welcome, I am Sarah Yeku. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll listen to their story.
The law on prohibiting open grazing is a win-win law for everybody to live here. But we must respect the constitution of our country and the laws of our land. And that is why I keep saying, did everybody like Sharia law when it was established in those days? I know that those from Benue State who were not comfortable with that law, they had to relocate. But those who wanted to conform with the law, they are staying there, but they obey the law. So as a country, we must not treat people like sacred cows and leave others out. This I will continue to say it and fight, because I'm fighting for the right of my people, justice for them. I knew when I took office, and I want to keep by the terms of the office that I took. When I took office, I pledged that I was going to serve my state, I was going to serve my country, and that I will continue to do. And I think that I've done the right thing by enacting this law. At least nobody have come out to fought me or my state for enacting a law that seeks to protect all that live in Benue, irrespective of your ethnic group or where you come from.
Benue State, north-central Nigeria, has for many years witnessed attacks by herdsmen on the rampage. One can only understand the situation of things by taking a trip to one of the worst hit local governments. The path, smooth and straight, leads us right from Makurdi, the state capital. Our destination, Agatu local government area. The once thriving local government is now made up of people who hope attacks by herdsmen will stop. Gradually, we see a semblance of commercial activities as we arrive at Agatu, a flourishing land before the herdsmen attacks crippled its economy. With much difficulty, we traveled through the narrow, uneven and dusty path to Okokolo, one of the communities ravaged since 2013. Ruins are all we see. The area is desolate, burnt houses, no roofs, broken walls. The walls still bear the marks of the fire that ripped the community years ago. A daily reminder of the unfortunate incident that befell the once bubbling farming community. For residents of Okokolo, their silence is deafening. Many lost their lives when the community was invaded. Many became widows, many orphans, others displaced with their farmlands destroyed. But some are gradually trying to forge ahead by rebuilding their houses.
This thing happened newly. If you come here, you will just shed tears. Almost everybody have developed their buildings. Like this place, it was burnt down. It's because of the man is a businessman. He decided to just renovate or build it to his own taste. It wasn't like this. You can see this house here. The inner one, a lot of houses. This one has been like that since this 2012, and it's been like that. So a lot of people have built their houses. That is those that are capable.
For those who are not capable, what do you think the government should do to them?
In fact, I'm pleading to the government to come to their aid. That is, if they can still help by providing maybe bundles of zincs cement and any other thing they can. I'm not mentioning for them, but whatever that comes into their mind to give, let them help us.
Aboho Michael is an indigene of Okokolo. He tells us how he has been coping.
Even destroy our farm and crops. They burnt everything, even our houses. And since then, I have no help from anybody to help me. But Red Cross came to this community, they helped some people. But son, they are not even have help from anybody. Even my house here, they burnt all my houses. And since then, I have no money, I have nothing to make sure I build up this house. Even my children, we were all sleeping outside. Our sleeping materials, everything, they burnt it down. And since then, we have no help from anybody. If we can have help from government and any organization so that we build the house to get where we can, where we can sleep, we need help from people and government to help us so that we build up our house to sleep. And even what to eat is a problem because they spoil all our farm crops. Last year, they even came and destroyed our farm. Even cassavas and rice, yams that we plant, they destroyed everything.
Looking into space, talking to herself, and making unknown gesture, Michael's younger sister, Monica, caught our attention. An NCE holder, she was a casual staff to the Nasarawa state government. She is down with a mental illness, but he has no money to go to a mental home like the one in Edau, that's far away in Oji local government area of Benue State.
We have no hand that we take her to go and treat her so that she will regain herself.
Michael takes us to where he used to call home. Then we followed him to where he's managing with his family. The building leaves much to be desired. The congested room is where his sick daughter
in 2013, when my people were in the town, we heard about a gunshot from the east side of the local government. Like 2 hours, we begin to get news from the adjoining villages. Herdsmen, they plan to attack. They have a list of villages that they will attack, of which my own community, being Okokolo, is also involved. I play like joke. Before 12, we started hearing a gunshot. 12 in the afternoon. I like play like joke. They enter the community. And then, as my people are not aware of having a problem with any people, we have to leave the village for them. And that is how they came over the village and destroy houses, enter the farm. You know, the major operation here is farming. Enter our farm, destroy the farm, tools, and the rest.
So since then, what major development have you seen, can you record in the community?
There is no major development. If you can see the students, let me just the second school children, they are not going. The primaries, they are not going because they have destroyed the primary school building, the second school building. Even the only project I know they have constructed then was that of primary health care. It's the only thing that I can vividly tell that it happened since then. Since that time till now, nothing. And my people, all like I said, they are farmers. They need some helping hands, and no help have come since then.
The inscriptions you see on the buildings are a sign that the government had wanted to rebuild the broken homes. The place still remains this way, save for a few trees. Apart from the basic social amenities needed, there is no mobile network in this community. We were literally cut off from the outside world.
To be precise, in this community, we are farmers. We use farming to train the children. And when these people came, they dealt with human beings, dealt with their property, dealt with the farm products. They entered, after burn the houses of which you can see, they also enter the farm, gather the yam seed, anything that farm trees that they gather it and burn it. So I will tell the government that they first of all look onto the school, the primaries and the second school, the health center, and also to loan the people so that from the loan they can be able to do their business and going about with their farming systems.
But to the federal government, are you not bothered about the security challenge?
Yes, the security man they came when they have messed up with my people, to be honest with you, because they came at the heat of the issues. They did not show face. It was after the incidents about 1, 2 to 3 weeks before they came. And then these would have made all the destruction and went away.
The community market, a complete departure from the abandoned scene at the community. Textiles, baskets, grains are all on display. This is a departure from the gloom and emptiness that greets you as you arrive the community. Loud music blares on as the people hope for a better future, and they look forward to rising from the ruins of the past. This is the signpost of RCM Primary School fading away. We almost missed it. The citadel of learning also fell to the activities of killer herdsmen. Development is coming gradually as new structures are springing up, but shadows of the attacks still adorn the walls. The community head complains that parents are scared to take their children back to school.
Have destroyed many of our facilities here. So we need something like a renovation of the burnt houses, the blocks, the classroom blocks. We need road, water to assist the students, and many other things. Especially our clinic here is not in order. It has been burnt down. Very many important things here around us.
This is Agbaduma Community Secondary School in Okokolo. Dead leaves adorn the compound, while the trees stand tall. The buildings are in bad shape. Learning activities still take place in the dilapidated structures. A scattered classroom, a peeping roof, and dusty desk. This is the condition under which many students learn.
The school administrative block, the library, and the staff room, the other block of classroom were destroyed. But the structure that is going on now is being built by Victim Support Fund. And it's built on top of the administrative block that was destroyed by Fulani invasion. Although when this thing happened, we wrote to government, Benue State government, and I went to Ministry of Education, and they promised that by the grace of God in due time, they are going to build a new classroom for us, the renovation of classroom. But we are still waiting for their promise. The promise has not been carried out.
But how have you been able to administer, do your administrative work in school, control the students, considering the environment, the security challenge that you experience in this environment?
Yes, it was not easy. But because of the presence of the policemen and the soldiers, we were able to surmount all the problems that militating against us in terms of security problem. But today, we thank God that because of the presence of the policemen and the soldiers, the area is getting better now. And the students that ran away because of Fulani invasion, they are coming back. Especially because of this new building that is going on now. It's encouraging the community and the students that went away to come back, that something is happening now. And the security is coming back to normal. Some classroom has been destroyed. If you can look at this place now, the block we are using now is dilapidated. And our classrooms that have been destroyed, we are 6 classrooms that have been destroyed. This other one is dilapidated. We are using 12 classrooms before, but now we have only 2 classrooms that we are managing. So we are appealing to government to come and help us so that the promise they made to us in terms of classroom, that they should help us to build classroom for us, and also to help us in terms of science laboratory classes.
But the construction of one block of 3 classrooms out of the 4 blocks is underway, bringing a ray of hope. Just a few meters away is the burnt building of the only community clinic. Another building is in place. The dispensary seems full. Drips, disinfectants, drugs, and injections are available. The wards are empty except for few patients. Right in front of the health facility is a borehole built through the Millennium Development Goals, the MDGs initiative. It is meant to provide succor to the people. I tried my hands on the hand pump borehole. It felt good as the water gushed out. But the locals told us they could only get water from here during the rainy season. But the water is not safe for drinking. From Okokolo, we traveled to Otukpo, another local government in Benue. Empty shelves, decorated with cobwebs. The divisional library in Otukpo, abandoned for many years, but now it's been renovated by a group of well-meaning Nigerians.
There's a lot of youth in this place who are idle. There's a lot of youth, as a result of this idleness, they engage in cultism and thuggery. Politicians use them for things that are not value to them, and then they have been killed on it almost like a daily basis by drugs and cultism and what have you. So we believe that setting up this library will actually add value to the community. As you can see, this library is the only public library actually in the entire Zone C in Otukpo. There's about 9 local government. And so this is what inspires us as a team, and of course the coordinator, Mr. Andy Obeya, to ensure that this library is being put into place. Funding has actually been our major problem. This project has been supported by individuals, some not even from this state, some outside the country, sending little tokens. But for sustainability, we want the government and the local government to get involved in terms of staff. How do we get people that will work here and clean up the library on a daily basis? These are the areas we're looking at. You know, it's not just about building, but we need how will this place be sustained, and that is where we as individuals will need the assistance of the local government and the state government.
We traveled some more, this time to Edau, the community that hosts a mental rehabilitation center in Oju local government. The lush green trees and landscape full of flowers welcomes you to the center. Owned by the Methodist Church of Nigeria, the center was established in 1996 for the rehabilitation of homeless people wandering the streets or experiencing mental illness. It is not without its challenges.
It is that need for government partnership, of which we have started when we started. The government saw the needs right from the word go, but when we came up, there were a lot of challenges that the government could not continue with the funding or assistance. Government need to support us in one way or the other. The community, the brothers, sisters, the parents, they also need to partner with us in doing some of these things. As you come now, you can see, if it is in the night, this place is a total blackout. For us to access the light is a problem. Our local generator that we have been using packed up a few days ago. Now we are in total darkness. If there will be any assistance to us, of us, we'll be grateful. You have seen the residents' accommodation by yourself. It's generally like that. We need renovations of all these places and to put up new buildings. We need a utility vehicle.
We took a tour around the facility. We noticed torn nets and torn mattresses. This is a primary school in Ojo local government area of the state, and it needs urgent attention as broken wooden windows, broken walls, and bad floors have become part of its features. Many of the primary healthcare centers are nothing to write home about. An example is this one at Igidi. Roofs are about to fall, window nets are torn. A laboratory is in place. There are facilities, but maintenance remains a problem.